Hey there, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if this is your first time visiting me. I am Beth, Spiral Path Arts, and this is just a little weekly wrap up. I didn't do a whole lot this week that, deserved its own full video, and I gotta say, I still think that the floor project, the stenciling, the two-part stenciling, well, from my end, it was multi-part stenciling project. For you, it was just two long videos. And so if you haven't seen those and you're interested in my process and that whole project, that saga, those two videos are up from last week. But I think that kind of took a lot out of me. Then I had one other big project to do this week, and I will show you that. And what else? Well, so the weekend before this, I'm making this video on Labor Day, Monday. So not this weekend, but the prior weekend, I went up to Chattanooga to visit my daughter and spend a couple nights with her and her boyfriend and visit a friend. And I didn't really spend a lot of time, and I didn't really get to catch up on a lot of people there, but it was nice to just get up there and get away for a little bit. Then I came back and I had a couple projects to get finished here, some sewing projects, and then I was preparing for her to come visit me for Labor Day weekend. We had planned the Labor Day weekend prior to my kind of not last minute, but just kind of deciding to go to Chattanooga last weekend. So she came down Thursday night and was here until yesterday. So I really just spent the last few days with her. And I didn't do any filming, although we did do a little exploring of Alabama and some small towns and things, and a little flea marketing and visiting friends and that kind of thing. Just spending mom and daughter time because I hadn't really seen her except for the weekend prior. But they also had other visitors there that weekend, and she was busy last weekend. So last weekend we didn't have a whole lot of time to spend together one-on-one. So that's why she came down. We had a lot of time to spend together, and it was lovely. So this video is just going to catch you up on a few things that I did get done. The first, I'll take you into the sewing room, the green room, and I think that room, for all intents and purposes, is finished. So here, I'm going to add in now a little tour of the green room and the projects that I did in there this week. Okay, so this week has been kind of a slow week. Not a lot going on. I finished one big project and got a couple other little things that I just ordered and bought for this house. So I'm going to show you that. My big project this week were the drapes for this room, and I love how they turned out. I went all in and I made pinch pleat curtains that I put on rings, so they're really easy to open and close. I had plenty of fabric, actually had leftover fabric, so I was able to make them come all the way to the floor for all three windows, or the double window and the single window. And there's a few tweaks that the next time I get the ladder out, I might adjust my pleats a little bit up there, but otherwise they cover the window and they make me really, really happy. So, another tweak I'm going to do, if I can get this to go back up, there we go. The other thing I'm going to do is I have some lace panels that just come to sill length and some tension rods that I am going to put up in the interiors of these for light filtering and for, some privacy. But I am leaving the roller shades up because they really block the light. If you want to sleep in here, if it's a really hot day and the sun is really beating down. So I have them, they're installed. I'm going to leave them, but I can just close the drapes and have privacy for now. So next time I get the ladder out, I'll get up and do those couple little fussy things. The other thing I did was I moved this little off-white chair in here from the blue room. So I have a place by these windows, open these sides, see, where I have beautiful natural light coming in when I open the drapes. and I can sit here and do handwork. I can sit here and read, and not a minor thing, but I can sit here and look out at the neighborhood. I can see up the street. I can see my side yard. And so eventually it'll look out over my garden, and that will be really nice, and some bird feeders. And it's just a nice little cozy other spot to sit and work and do things. And I did bring my old television in here, so if I want to sit in here and watch a movie while I work or something, I have that. So another cozy sitting space. Also, when I put up the guest bed in here, it's always nice to have a chair in your guest room for your guests to, if they just want a little quiet time away from the public part of the house, they have a comfy place to sit, or at the very least to throw their clothes or what have you. Also, I bought this lamp for $25 at one of the local flea market antique stores. It is not a fancy antique. It looks like a home center kind of lamp. It's pretty lightweight, but the shade is very nice. You can see it's got these little tassels. It is a lined shade. The shade is in brand new, pristine condition. So again, I didn't have a 3-way bulb to put in it, but I have a little extra work light in here, reading lamp, and also just having some non-ceiling fixtures, some, side lights when you have guests in the room, staying in the room. They don't want to have to get up and walk across the room to turn the light off, or stand up and pull the chain on the fan light. They can just have a little light next to their bed or chair when they get up in the night or what have you. So that makes this room almost complete. I have some bare walls that need some things. And let me take you on a little tour of this room in its current state. So here's basically the view of the room in wide angle when you walk in the door from the hallway. And to the left is my sewing center. It's my sewing cabinet with the machine I'll put away. I also have my cutting table. Right now I'm just pushing it up against, this is the door between the front bedroom and this bedroom. I don't really think I'm using this doors between the bedrooms that much, so I don't feel bad about blocking it, but that way all that kind of less than attractive stuff is behind the door. I moved the 2 IKEA cube shelves to either side of the room. That helps balance the floor painting issue that I had earlier, and it also opens it up. It opens up the windows so that I can get to the windows to open and close the drapes. It lets in more light. It just makes the room feel more open, and moving the big blue cabinet from right there also kind of lets the light come all the way into the room and into especially to my sewing table. That was kind of casting shadow on my sewing table. So this is the door into the bathroom. I have my 2 dress forms, the one that when I'm making clothing for myself I use, and then of course my little sitting corner, and Minerva, it's just a art piece at this point in the corner, and this basket, which is the little DIY project that I'm including in this week's video, that I just recovered the top so it matches the drapes. And I have, the 8th basket is being used in my kitchen, and I found those at a thrift store stacked. They don't exactly match, but I am going to order another 8 of these seagrass baskets for the ones on the other side, because right now I just either have stuff stacked in them or fabric baskets, and I'd like them to match. I got my houseplants back from being plant sat at my daughter's in Chattanooga last week, and my favorite self-portrait of my daughter, and this is one of the things that I put up, and I want to put up more. This is one of my quilts that I made years ago, and it was a little bit of a job to get it hung up there. And now that I've put these nice soft cottagey drapes, I'm not sure this really bold quilt goes up there, but it's going to be up there for now. I wanted more sound absorption in here because I have no rugs or carpet or anything in here, no big padded furniture. The drapes help a little bit, but I think if I get some more quilts hung up high up on the wall like this, it'll help absorb some of the sound. And then here's where I moved the big blue cabinet. It works really well there. It's out of the way. It doesn't really block the door going into the back bedroom, but again, I'm probably going to close that door eventually and well, it doesn't have a knob. So if I close it and latch it, I can't get it open again right now. So it's staying open until I get a knob. But it's not a passageway that'll be used a lot. So I'm not too worried about it, but it didn't really seem to block the door, the usage of the door at all. So that is this room. So here is the pretty much finished lounge. I have just a couple other things I want to get in here and some more artwork I want to put on the wall. But as you can see, I finally got a rug. I'm waiting for the pad to come. It's supposed to be here before the holiday weekend and didn't make it, so it is what it is. And I found this cute little yellow chair on Wayfair for a Labor Day sale. So those were two projects, two things that I added. Plus, I did get the little bird fabric made into pillows. So I made two new covers for the couch pillows and a third lumbar pillow for the yellow chair. Now usually when I sit in the yellow chair, I have to take at least one of those pillows out, but it looks pretty. And then I discovered that my little yellow velvet pillow with the pom-pom fringe that I had made a couple years ago matched my new yellow chair exactly. So that completes my seating in here for now. And the ottoman, I kind of moved back and forth between this room and the green room. I brought it back in here over the weekend because my daughter was visiting and I had the air mattress set up in the green room. So there was room, but I just brought it in here because it's more comfortable to sit in that chair when you have something to put your feet on. My ideal is to find a little poof or other footstool or ottoman that either coordinates with, somehow fits in here, and I'll know it when I see it. So let's see, let's take you, and of course you saw, if you watched the video of me hanging art, my whole process of hanging the art in this room. I have more art. Some of it's piled down here in the corner that I want to hang because I do still have an empty wall over here above the TV. I do not like the table that the TV is on, but it's the right height and kind of the right size. I am looking for a little chest of drawers or bureau that's about this same height, but shallower, or a corner piece or something that can fit in here. Of course, I have to have room for Cass's bed, so I might still try to find a new buffet that fits there, and he'll have to find a new place to sit. There's plenty of spots. I've kind of dressed the mantle. It's just not like final. I am not really good at staging this kind of stuff. If I pull something out of a box and I'm like, oh, that could be cute in here, I put it here. My little Bernese mountain dog puppy, when my daughter was here, she had a box of childhood belongings and high school and college stuff that I had packed up and had in storage, and I had her go through it and take what she wanted, and we put the rest to go to Goodwill, and that little Berner was in there, and I used to have a whole collection of them when I had a Bernese mountain dog years ago, and that's the only one left, so I decided to keep it. It probably will not continue to live on the mantle, but it got sat there. It's my dad and my grandfather and Portuguese roosters. I think the cat's from Portugal. Oh, this is a little thrift store find from this week. We found this little crystal cat votive. It's a little cat curled up in a ball. These are my grandparents. I can't get without the glare of the light. Let's see. There we go. The one on the left in the black frame is them maybe on their honeymoon. I think that is my dad's cousin, the little boy. And then the one on the right with the old style car was for my brother's wedding did he get married in 1980, I think? 79 or 80, I think he got married. And so I found those in my unpacking and I thought they belonged in here. So here's another little thrift find that I found the last couple of weeks. It's this really interesting pitcher and plate and warmer. So you put a tea light in here and you fill this with your coffee or your tea or your hot chocolate and you set it on top and it keeps it hot. And I don't think it really needs to sit on the plate. I think the plate could be for your tea sandwiches or cookies or what have you, petit fours or something. But I just thought I really liked the pink flowers. I thought they were really pretty, the wild roses. And it was a really decent price for the 3 pieces. I have looked online, and it is a Japanese, it's from Nasco, Springtime. So I looked that up, of course, and it's not particularly valuable. Normally this would have a stopper with a pink rose on it, a ceramic stopper, and obviously on this one it's been missing. There are other pieces to the set. Of course, there would probably be teacups and saucers and maybe some little plates and who knows, sugars and creamers. So if I come across more of it at some point, I might pick it up if it's the right piece, but I have no desire necessarily to have a full set of this. I just thought it was really pretty. So here we are, September, first week of September. I moved in the end of the first week of June. So we had July, August, we're on our 3rd month, and I have 2 basically finished rooms. Sometimes I think about that and I think, well, only 2 rooms. But then I realize, well, I did completely unpack most of the rest of the house. I've done a lot, but only having 2 finished rooms sometimes disappoints me. But on the other hand, then I think about how much work it took to get these 2 rooms to this state. I'm pretty proud of myself, and that I did most of it. No, I have to still give that big shout out to my sister for coming and helping getting me rolling back in June. And of course to my wonderful electrician who helped and replace the lights and keep me from burning the house down or electrocuting myself. But otherwise, most of the work has been done by these 2 hands. One hand is holding the tripod, so I can't. This hand, and this hand, and this brain, and these shoulders. And so, yeah, I got to give myself a little credit. I got some shit done. On that note, let's just have a little chit chat, shall we? I'm kind of in a lull right now. I have some things happening next weekend where I will be busy, and I haven't got started on any new projects. I kind of know what the next rooms are I'm going to work on, probably the front hall and the front parlor. And I've been gathering ideas and researching and deciding on colors, etc. But I haven't, started either of any of that yet. And I'm really trying hard not to push myself to the point of burnout. And I tend to be a person that goes. I'm they're one of those memes or one of those Facebook quizzes, like, what breed of dog are you? And I think I got Siberian Husky or Alaskan Malamute or some kind of sled dog. And I'm like, that's quite accurate. I'm a little bit crazy, and I have 2 speeds. I'm going to go, and I'm going to keep going and keep going. And usually I'm the lead dog. I'm running at the head of the pack, trying to tell everybody which way to go, what to do, how to do it, and going, and then getting to the end of the race and collapsing and realizing that I have torn my paw pads and worn myself out and everything else. So I am trying to be much more mindful of my own energy levels and my own capabilities and everything like that, and enjoying the process. The joy is in the journey, and enjoying the journey, and just knowing that I have all the time in the world. And like a lesson from that floor plot project is step back and analyze the situation and really think about it before you jump in with both feet and have to do it over again multiple times until you get it right. And that's how I'm kind of feeling about the front room. It's the first thing you see. It's an impressive room, and I want it to be right. And I don't want to be like sitting in there or walking in the front door of my house and going, oh, I wish I'd chosen a different color, or oh, I wish I hadn't gotten that furniture, or I wish I, whatever, I wish I shouldas at all. So, but also just for my own personal, I don't know, thing. I want to enjoy it, and I want to take it easy. And that is the lesson I want to share with you guys as my channel grows and I get more viewers and subscribers and more participants in the comment section. I want to be real. I've said that from day one. I want to be real, and the reality is I need to take a few breaks. And so today has been kind of a break. I'm making this little video, but I've been sitting on my couch playing Sudoku on my phone, watching TV, made a nice little breakfast, just kind of relaxing. And I mean, I've got some, you probably can hear in the background, I got some laundry going, things like that, but nothing, I'm not jumping into what's this week's project. I have to have whatever this week's project is, it has to be done by Thursday, because I'm busy Thursday through Sunday this weekend with other commitments. So, what can I get done? What can I get started? What can I do? Nope, I'm just going to chill the F out and just let it be. So there's that little, not much of a lesson, but it is. Another thing I'm realizing, I have been having some muscle spasms the last couple days. And I had them, after doing that floor project, every part of my body hurt for a good 48 to 72 hours afterwards, I have to admit. And I took a lot of Advil and muscle relaxants and naps and things like that to recover. And my back, though, yesterday, I was on the phone and I got up from this couch with my phone in one hand and my water glass in the other hand. I went into the kitchen and filled my water glass at the refrigerator filler, turned to set my water bottle on the counter, and back spasm between my shoulder blades. Almost dropped the glass of water. It was a plastic bottle, so it wouldn't have been a plastic bottle, but a shatterproof glass thing. And kind of yelled out, and the person I was on the phone with was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just got a back spasm." And and it's still a little tender today. And I think I know what it's from. It's from hanging those curtains in the green room, my hands over my head, climbing the ladder, balancing on the ladder, using the drill, getting the heavy drapes up on the hooks, all the things up over my head, reaching, and just all those things. But the other thing is, normally that would not be a huge problem for me if I overdid it. But when I'm not doing things like that, I'm sitting on this couch or I'm lying in bed reading. What I have not been doing is taking walks. And as a former dog walker who used to put a couple miles a day on my out walking animals, or before that, I loved to hike, and a couple times a week I would take, when I lived in Chattanooga, I would take, anywhere from 5 to 10 mile hikes, maybe weekly. Before that, when I lived in Illinois, I would take daily walks, either just around my neighborhood in the morning after taking my kids to school, or at the forest preserves, or along the riverfront, or something like that. I would take morning walks, and I haven't walked for any measurable distance since moving to Selma. One of the reasons is it's just been too bloody hot, and others is that I've been doing so much other physical stuff, painting, cleaning, rearranging furniture, unpacking boxes, moving boxes, all the things, that I'm exhausted. So I don't take the time to do something that I know brings me peace, is good for my health. It's just, I think walking is the best exercise any human being can do. And I haven't been doing it. The other thing is I haven't been doing any yoga. Really, I've let a lot of my spiritual practice kind of be very hit or miss. And that's a real shame because I have no excuse. I live alone. My time is my own. And I could be doing a whole lot of stuff. But the very least, I could be getting up in the morning or before I go to bed. At least once a day, I could do, if nothing more than 15 minutes of yoga and things. And I got thinking, oh my God, I'm not even practicing what I preach or teach anymore. And I need to change that because I can feel myself slipping toward, I won't say a breakdown because everything's going very well, but slipping into unhealthy habits. And when my back went out yesterday, I was like, oh, that's something I got to pay. That's my, and I would, a thing I would tell my yoga students almost every class, you have to slow down. You have to tune into your body, tune into your breath, quiet your mind, and listen. Listen to those whispers so that your body doesn't have to scream. And yesterday my body screamed at me. And it's been giving out a couple little shouts here and there. I had some foot issues earlier in the summer. There's been a few other things. I've had some sleep issues off and on. So I'm like, Beth, you're not following your own advice. You need to quiet down. You need to sit and listen to your body so it can quiet down and quit screaming at you. And because if it breaks down, all work stops, all progress stops, all the spiral path, you're going to spiral backwards back down that spiral. And and that is the process of the spiral path, but usually we're trying to spiral up and go higher level each time around the spiral. So we'll come back around to the same lesson. I've had back spasms and sciatic nerve issues off and on my entire adult life for one reason or the other. And that's actually what got me into yoga in the first place and got me into daily walks, was a really bad bout of back spasms and sciatica back in 2012. And so I just started doing, and sometimes my daily morning yoga consisted of child's pose, supported child's pose for 15 minutes, just to open up and calm my back. And then I sat in meditation. And then I would slowly add in, some down dogs to stretch it and some very slow modified sun salutations until I slowly built up my strength and could do them more and more and more. And then walking helped, all those things. And I haven't been following my own advice. I have come back around. I've come around to the same spot on my spiral path of my back spasming, my mind getting cluttered with bad self-talk at times, self-doubt, and things like that. And I'm like, nope, you know how to get yourself out of this downward spiral. You know how to get back on the path that spirals you back up. You just have to follow your own advice and you have to get out there and do it. So that's where I'm at this week. I thought I would share that little thought process and a little bit of my story with you. There's more to that story. That whole 2012 story, I don't even know. I've told it to therapists and friends a few times, and there's been a few friends and family members who lived through it with me that witnessed it, that I think I'd rather just teach the lessons that I learned from it than go back and relive the story of it. But that's where I'm at on my spiral path as far as that all is concerned, and I wanted to share that with you. So happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you had time to rest like I did this weekend and enjoy your time. If you are an essential worker who is still having to work on a holiday, thank you for doing that and being there for the rest of us. And thanks for joining me on my spiral path. And I hope that you continue to move on up your path and come around to new lessons and new insights as you travel your spiral path as well. Thank you. Peace out. Take care. Thanks for being with me.